Hi there, this is Paige, who is Stamp Girl here on YouTube, and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm sharing with you the project I made for the Smash Our Stash 2021 collab. This is hosted by Beth from Bourbon Creek Crafts and Teresa from Fresh and Renewed with Teresa. And each month we have a theme to follow, something from our stash to concentrate on. And so this month, our theme was to use sequins. I didn't want to make a shaker card, although that was the first project that came to mind. So I was trying to think of another way to use sequins, and I thought of flower centers. So I pulled out some Stampin' Up! Sets in my stash. This first one is called Joyful Christmas, and I used the poinsettia. I also used the leaf. Now this did not come with a punch or a set of dies, so I fussy cut everything. And then I also pulled out Celebrate Sunflowers, and fortunately this one did come with a die set that coordinates, and I used the sunflower and the leaf and the matching dies. So let me show you what I made. So first off are the poinsettias. I made 10 of them because I'm in a collab called 10 on the 10th where we make 10 Christmas cards each month, and I thought if I had these made ahead of time I could use them on some future Christmas cards. Not for this month, but coming up soon. So I used real red cardstock with cherry cobbler ink to stamp the poinsettia, and then I stamped them a second time and cut out the center petals individually, and then glued them down flat to the center, and then popped up the other end with little pieces of foam tape. And then the leaves were stamped on Mossy Meadow cardstock with Evening Evergreen ink, and then I just put the yellow sequins in the center. So I've got 10 of these ready to use on some future Christmas cards. Then for the sunflowers, I used Bumblebee cardstock and Pumpkin Pie ink. My Pumpkin Pie ink pad was kind of dry, so I re-inked it. Well, then it got to be just a little too much, so I'm a little disappointed in how these turned out. But I may go back with either some colored pencils or some markers and do a little bit of shading to kind of tone down the pumpkin pie. And then the leaves are Mossy Meadow cardstock with Evening Evergreen ink. Now my thought was to use a bunch of small brown sequins in the center of the flowers, and I discovered I didn't have any brown sequins. I had a few in a mix and I pulled those out, but it was not going to be enough to do 10 flowers, and since I already had 10 of them cut, I was determined that I was going to finish them all off. So I went to Plan B, which was to use these larger wood grain sequins. They came in a Teresa Collins Christmas card kit one year. And then I used these coppery kind of bronzy sequins in the center of the larger ones, and I had just enough of these smaller sequins and a little bit larger one to do all 10 flowers. So now I'm completely out of this bronzy brown color of sequin. So yay, I used up some of my sequin stash. But anyway, I have 10 of these for future cards and projects. So sunflowers and poinsettias. I'd like to thank you for joining me. Down below I'll leave a link to all the participants in this collaboration so you can check out their projects this month and see how they used up their sequin stash. And now I'm off to create.